What's up, everyone? Welcome to the August 5th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit. You'll receive 1 free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on your first deposit. We have a 13-game MLB slate tonight. As usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Chicago White Sox are taking on Glenn Otto tonight in Texas. The White Sox have a 4.3 implied run total, a 5% chance of being the top scoring stack, and only 2% projected ownership. Otto has only struck out 18% of hitters with a 5.02 xFIP so far this season. The White Sox active roster has been disappointing this year with a 101 WRC plus and a 128 ISO, but they do have a track record of being good hitters throughout most of their lineup, particularly 1 through 6. So it sets up as a good spot against Otto. Number 2, the New York Yankees are taking on Dakota Hudson tonight in St. Louis. Hudson has struck out only 12.8% of hitters with a 4.89 xFIP so far this season. The Yankees, of course, are one of the best offenses in baseball with a 126 WRC plus and 188 ISO on their active roster. They're only projected for 2% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring stack. And number 1, the Houston Astros projected for 7% ownership with a 10% chance of being the top scoring stack. They're taking on Hunter Gaddis tonight in his major league debut. Gaddis has made 2 starts at AAA this year, 15 appearances at AA, 14 of them being starts. Excellent numbers at AA for him, striking out 32.7% of hitters with a 3.61 xFIP, but it's a large jump for somebody to go from AA, only pitch 10 total innings at AAA, and then face this Houston Astros team. So it looks like a good spot for them to get to Gaddis in his major league debut. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. You can see it written at the top of the screen. Use it, get 50% off any weekly Stokastic Plus package. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, use this promo code, get yourself 50% off any weekly package that will give you access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Ermond Marquez taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight in Arizona. He's only $7,300. There's a lot of pitchers in this price range that have similar chances of success. Marquez is one of the lower owned at only 2% projected ownership with a 7% chance of being a top 2 pitcher and a 9% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. Marquez has struck out 18.8% of hitters with a 3.95 xFIP so far this season. He gets a positive park shift going from Coors Field to Arizona. And the Diamondbacks active roster has just a 92 WRC plus with a 22% strikeout percentage. Number 2, Corey Kluber, projected for 6% ownership at $8,200 tonight against the Tigers in Detroit. Negative park shift for Kluber, but a good matchup against a Tigers roster that has a 75 WRC plus and a 23.6% strikeout percentage. Kluber is projected for about 6% ownership with a 9% chance of being a top 2 pitcher and a 7% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. Kluber has struck out 21.6% of hitters with a 3.84 xFIP so far this season. And number 1, Robbie Ray, pulling a ton of ownership at 59%, but I don't think there's much we can do about it. He has a 27% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher, in addition to a 15% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. Ray has the second highest strikeout percentage on the slate at 27.5%. He has a 3.57 xFIP, and he's facing an absolutely awful Angels team. They have Shohei Ohtani, who, of course, is great. They have Taylor Ward, who's pretty good. But overall, a really, really weak lineup. This roster has a 94 WRC plus, and that includes Ohtani, who obviously pulls that up, in addition to a 25.6% strikeout percentage. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Chicago White Sox; number 2, the New York Yankees; number 1, the Houston Astros; and the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Ermond Marquez; number 2, Corey Kluber; and number 1, Robbie Ray.